Hi, welcome to the presentation of our paper. The title of our research is Lessons from Working in the Metaverse, Challenges, Choices, and Implications from a Case Study. I'm Hyanghee Park from Seoul National University. I'm presenting this paper on behalf of my co-authors, Professor Daehwan and my advisor, Joonhwan. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, many employers and employees around the globe have experienced remote work at an unprecedented scale. As COVID-19 became less of a threat, many companies call their employees back to their physical office. However, employees had already experienced the benefits of working from home and resisted going back to the physical office. Especially those who feel going to a physical office is inefficient or inflexible, quietly decide to quit their jobs, which is known as quiet quitting. Working in the metaverse may resolve the dilemma and has gained tremendous attention in both industry and academia. An increasing number of enterprises have shown their vision to design and build metaverse workspaces. However, as far as we know, none of these companies have adopted their product as a legitimate metaverse workspace in which all of their employees must log in and work. Thus, we have little knowledge on the metaverse for work. If working in the metaverse is indeed feasible, what types of design issues emerge when building or adopting the metaverse to a real workspace at scale? And how do companies resolve such issues or make design choices in a real-world setting? We have taken this research opportunity to investigate the real-world business case of Zigbang, an enterprise that completely removed its physical office building and transitioned all of its employees to work in an internally designed metaverse workspace called Soma. We conducted field observations in semi-structured in-depth interviews with a total of 22 employees who had worked in Soma. And then we conducted thematic analysis. As a result, we classified design-oriented perspectives and organization-oriented perspectives. First, in terms of design philosophy, we found that Zigbang has pursued one universal goal, realism, which is where a metaverse workspace is perceived as a real space, similar to physical office space, where people work in person. Just as workers travel to and from the office at a designated time and sit at a designated desk near their team and show their face when interacting at a physical office, workers in the metaverse workspace should function under similar norms and rules. Second, we found that the most important design agenda for the metaverse workspace centers on the trade-off between efficiency and realism. On one hand, efficiency minimizes time and effort spent on tasks unrelated to actual work performance. On the other hand, realism ensures that the virtual world adheres as closely as possible to the laws and principles of the physical world. For example, Zigbang made two design choices to increase realism: the absence of teleportation and instant text messaging within the metaverse workspace. We learned that Zigbang has firmly pursued realism over efficiency in Soma for three reasons. Realism makes the metaverse workspace more intuitive and predictable, and increases the feeling of being together as well as being in the office, and increases opportunities for social interaction. However, pursuing such realism inevitably causes intentional inconvenience and hurts the efficiency of the metaverse workspace. Despite the shortcomings of pursuing realism over efficiency, Zigbang's future design goal is set firmly in the direction of strengthening realism. However, the company pointed to the importance of designing new functions to address the emerging design problems of enhanced realism that would not impede the sense of reality. In terms of organizational perspectives, we discover that the Metaverse workspace actually necessitates a great amount of organizational discipline. This is because the Metaverse inherently demands autonomy from its employees, which has proven to be relatively difficult to monitor and supervise. For example, P22 explained organizations that succeed in the Metaverse tend to have a specific, actionable core values that are consistently communicated. To address the decentralization and potential fragmentation of teams, they revised their principle of move fast to move fast together. We discover that effective communication in a Metaverse workspace goes beyond mere openness and honesty. Instead, there is a need for an almost obsessive level of transparency delivered in a direct and straightforward manner. Also, to increase information sharing, proficient and active use of collaboration tools like Notion and Slack has emerged as a non-negotiable component. Finally, we found that it is important to promote both spontaneous and intended social interactions. This is because social interactions have proven to be less frequent than those typically experienced in conventional office setting. Combining the results of our study, we provide several design and organizational implications. First, enterprises should remember that some technological functions can lessen social interaction among workers in the Metaverse workspace. Second, specific Metaverse elements designed to increase an individual work performance may sacrifice broader collective values in organizational settings. Lastly, our case study provides another critical lesson to both tech and non-tech companies thinking of moving to the Metaverse workspace. Working in the Metaverse is not a mere transition from the physical office to a digital world, but a dramatic shift that requires an enormous amount of operational, organizational, and cultural change. So future companies that consider utilizing the Metaverse workspace should prepare to rearrange their organizational norms and values. This is a brief overview of our paper. Thank you for listening.